In the future, bugs are taking over the world, so an army is tasked to get rid of them. There's co-ed showers, there's violence, there's blood. What more can a guy ask for? We meet Johnny Rico, who is attending class but is distracted by drawing his girlfriend Carmen. Dizzy Flores has a huge crush on Rico, but Rico is not interested. Their teacher Rajak lost his hand since he served in the federal service fighting against the bugs. Carmen is very intelligent and gets good grades. Carl, teases Rico on his low math score. Later, they attend a bug biology course where Rico excels, but Carmen can't stand the smell of the large roaches. Carmen vomits and Flores laughs at her. Notice the biology teacher? She's known for her portrayal of a sexy, promiscuous woman on that show The Golden Girls. She doesn't look too great in this movie, though. Carl tests Rico's psychic abilities, or lack thereof. Carl himself has psychic abilities and is able to tell his pet what to do. During a weird version of American football, Rico scores a touchdown while his rival, Xander, falls flat on his face. Xander is enamored by Carmen, and they briefly talk about the Fleet Academy that Xander will be attending. Carmen wants to end up in the Fleet Academy as well. Rico is extremely jealous. During the football game, Flores displays her amazing athleticism, and Rico scores the winning touchdown and kisses Carmen in front of Xander. Rico's dad finds out that he's joining the federal service. He's disappointed with Rico's decision since they're a wealthy family, and wealthy people don't usually join the military. The dad bribes him to a trip to outer space, just so he doesn't join the federal service. Dizzy Flores grabs Rico to dance, but Rico is very disinterested. He rushes to Rajak to see what he should do about joining the federal service. Later, Rico finds Xander and Carmen talking. Xander is going to be a pilot at the Fleet Academy. Rico tells Carmen that he will be in fact joining the federal service. Much later, everyone is talking about their oath to join. Carmen tested well enough to be a pilot. Carl got military intelligence. And Rico got infantry, just like the man at the help desk who has lost most of his limbs. Not a good sign. The three vow to be best friends ever, even though they're all going to be separate branches of the military. Rico's dad tries to force him to quit the military service. His mom thinks it's all to chase Carmen. At the airport, Rico tells Carmen he loves her, and Carmen hesitates, but she says it back. They go their separate ways. Sergeant Zim tests the new recruits. A guy challenges the sergeant, and Zim makes an example of him by destroying his arm. Dizzy Flores requested a transfer to this specific infantry. I wonder why. She proves herself to be a somewhat decent fighter, but the sergeant destroys her. During lunch, Ace and Rico become instant friends. Rico is a bit annoyed that Flores has followed him here, but Flores denies that it was her intention and walks away. Someone say crazy stalker? While training, Flores shows Ace and Rico who is boss. Ace finds out that he really can't aim without throwing knives. Ace tells the sergeant that knives aren't all that important. So the sergeant tells him to put his hand against a wall, and then he immediately throws the knife at his hand and ouch. Later, Rico does a vlog for Carmen, but everyone distracts him. Carmen shows off her precise flying skills. She finds out that Xander is her instructor. Captain Deladier and Xander are a bit apprehensive, but Carmen shows them how good she is. In a laser tag training, Flores and Rico fight against the odds and win. Sergeant Zim is impressed. Rico finally makes his peace with Flores. A guy brings them video messages, and Rico gets one from Carmen. Carmen breaks it off with Rico. Rico is disappointed since he joined all for Carmen. And Ace reminds him that he made squad leader, so there's more to it than that. Rico guides the crew as squad leader in a simulation. One of the crew's helmet is all screwed up, so Rico goes over to him to help. One of the girls accidentally trips after getting fired at, and she shoots the men right in the head. Boom! Headshot! Because of this, Rico is no longer squad commander. The woman who killed the man is relieved of her duties. The commanding officer decides to just lash Rico for punishment. He is lashed 10 times. Just like the Passion of the Christ. Ace is now the new squad leader. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander are being very flirtatious. As they're about to kiss, they find an asteroid. Carmen maneuvers the ship just in time, and the captain is very pleased with Carmen. Rico is about to quit and tells his parents. His parents are happy about the news, but their communication gets terminated all of a sudden. Flores tells him he shouldn't quit. Rico is about to walk out, then suddenly everyone rushes to watch the news. Turns out the bugs have sent an asteroid straight to Buenos Aires, where Rico's parents were. Buenos Aires is completely destroyed. Rico tries to get reinstated, but the commander says it would be illegal since he signed the paperwork. Sergeant Zim decides to rip up the papers. In a training video, Carl tells people to aim for the nerve stem to put the bugs down for good. The limbs will keep the bugs 87% combat effective. You'll notice that the soldiers in this movie don't even listen to this advice. Everyone is gathered at the central station preparing for war. The infantrymen are hyped to attack Klendathu, the planet where the bugs reside. Carmen is there and says hi to Rico and Flores. Xander interrupts their conversation and makes condescending remarks to Rico. Xander and Rico have a brawl to see whose sausage is bigger. The two are separated. It's finally time for war. The crew is launched into space near planet Klendathu. Carmen, Xander, and their captain fly nearby while trying to avoid the balls of light. The captain realizes they're being ambushed. Carmen tries to steer clear, but their ship is hit. Once all the infantrymen land, they get in position to shoot at the insects. They see that a large bug is the one pooping out all the bursts of light into space. Rico and his crew shoot rockets at it, and the insects explode. The army runs in firing at the bugs, but a guy gets stabbed by their sharp legs. Many creatures emerge, and Rico commands them to shoot them all. Ace is squad leader, but is a bit shocked by everything. One of Rico's men loses his legs and gets ganged blank by many of them. A girl watches in fear, then runs away. This girl falls into a trap and gets dragged to her death. They're told to retreat, so they do so. Even the newscaster ends up getting caught while his cameraman just films the massacre. One of Rico's men gets caught, so he tries to save him. He thinks the bug is dead, but in its last breath, it stabs Rico's thigh. Many surround him as he shoots them down and a bug falls on him. 100,000 dead in just 1 hour. A new strategy must be put forth as going in with firepower doesn't seem to work. People argue that they should really get to know the bugs. And there has to be a bug that is a bit smarter than they think since they were outsmarted strategically. Carmen and Xander arrive at the center where many people are injured. They realize they underestimated the bug's intelligence. Carmen sees that Rico is one of those who died. Rico is actually being repaired in a vat. Flores and Ace jokingly show a piece of paper that says Rico is dead. Flores kisses the glass and it seems the two are falling for each other. Once Rico is recovered, the three join a new group since most of the people have died. One of them is Sugar Watkins. Then their sergeant enters the room. It's Rico's old teacher Rajak. On Klendathu, an aerial fleet bombs those ugly creatures. Rajak and the crew spread out to inspect the place. Rico and the group shoots a rocket into one of the burrows. It explodes. Rico eventually meets up with the other group and they murder many bugs. A large armored one comes out and shoots fire from its antenna. Rico jumps on top of it and begins to shoot it. He is able to create a hole and then throws a grenade inside of it. The thing blows up in orange glory. Rico is promoted to corporal and makes Flores his squad leader. Rajak decides to reward his men with beer and entertainment. Flores tries to get Rico to dance, but Rico doesn't budge again. Rajak says he shouldn't pass up a good thing. So Rico decides to dance with Flores while Ace plays creepily beside them. Flores finally gets Rico and she even says she loves him. Rico doesn't say it back, and the two play Ride a Cowboy. The next day they follow a distress signal. Things look a bit suspicious. Suddenly, a flying bug snatches the comms operator. He is screaming for help, so Rajak kills him to ease his agony. They find where the distress signal was coming from, and it's a complete massacre. They find a body, and the brain was completely sucked out. Then they find a general that was hiding in a cabinet. The general tells them that the distress call was all a trap. Bugs have invaded the area. They shoot them with machine guns, yet they're only able to hold off so much once the flying bugs start coming in. Rico and Flores try to call for a rescue team. They retreat back into the compound, but many people die. The rescue team is here, and Xander is one of the men helping out. Rajak falls into a hole and loses his legs, so he asks Rico to kill him. A large beetle emerges and Flores throws a grenade into its mouth and it explodes. Unfortunately, she turns her back at the wrong time and she's stabbed multiple times. Rico helps as much as he can while everyone escapes into the ship. They're able to bring a dying Flores into the ship. People are burned alive. Carmen flies the ship away from the compound. Flores says she's dying, but it's fine since she got to ride Rico. Carmen realizes Rico is one of the passengers. She thought he was dead, and there's a look of relief in her face. Later, a memorial is held for Dizzy Flores. Her casket is thrown into space. Littering! Carl enters. Carmen and Rico realize it was Carl who sent them on the suicide mission to answer the distress signal. Carl tells them they'll have to go back to the planet to find the mastermind behind the bugs. Rico is made lieutenant. Rico tells his new recruits they're going to be looking for the smart bug. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander are manning the ship. Their ship gets shot in half, so the crew head back to the rescue deck. The captain is pinned by a door. I don't know why they don't have sensors. Xander and Carmen enter an escape pod and they fly out of the ship. Ace gets Carmen's distress call. Carmen and Xander land inside the caves. Carmen gets a hold of Rico, but it's too late. They're surrounded by bugs. Unfortunately, Xander is stabbed on the leg and Carmen is stabbed as well. Rico decides to cancel the rescue mission since he hears Carmen and Xander screaming for their lives. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander realize they're being kept alive for some reason. Rico decides to bring Ace and Watkins in the direction of Carmen and Xander while the other group continues with the mission. He senses they're still alive somehow. A large, ugly worm approaches Carmen and Xander. Xander gives Carmen a knife. The worm uses its poker to stab Xander and it slurps his brain. Carmen is up next. As it's about to stab Carmen, she slices the poker. Rico approaches with a bomb and threatens the large thing. The crew retreats while shooting the bugs, but unfortunately Watkins is sliced. He's tasked to hold the bomb while the others run away. They're about to get out of the caves and they realize everyone is cheering for victory. They run to find that the large smart worm has been captured. Carl touches it to figure out what it's thinking. It's afraid, and everyone cheers. Rico asks Carl if it's him who telepathically told him where Carmen was. Carl denies it. Apparently Sergeant Zim was the one who captured the bug, and they can now use the bug to understand how these bugs think. Really fun, entertaining movie. Until next time. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.